From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott.
And I'm student meteorologist Mitchell Cocaine.
Here with the medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Wednesday, November 5th. We'll let you know, taking a look out the window, it's going to be a nice day out there. The sun is shining. We're ahead of a weak cold front, so it's going to be a pretty mild afternoon. But I think once we get into early next week, yikes, we're going to have a little taste of winter, aren't we?
Yeah, we are going to have a little taste of winter, unfortunately. I don't really want to look at that right now. I kind of just want to, soothe in this nice, kind of, warmish weather, considering for this time of the year. But unfortunately, like Kyle said, we're going to get that little bit of a, introduction to winter coming in the next work week. So
unfortunately, that is going to be the case. If I could just put this day on repeat for the entire winter season, I'd do it. But unfortunately, we can't do that at this latitude. So, the next few days, it's not going to be too bad. Even behind this initial front tonight, highs will still be in the mid to upper 50s tomorrow and Friday. We are going to have some really gusty winds here over the next 3 days, though. In fact, there is a wind advisory in effect tonight. Wind gusts will be up to 45 to 55 miles per hour for about a 3 to 6 hour period tonight before subsiding a bit tomorrow. However, they will return on Thursday and Friday, but it does look like once we get into Saturday, it looks like a pretty nice day, doesn't it, Mitch?
yeah, it does look like a pretty nice Saturday. We're looking at the Canadian Mile here on Saturday afternoon. We got a little bubble of high pressure settled over the lower Tuscany Valley here. So we're going to have, partly sunny skies. And it's really, pretty mild conditions for this time of the year. So just nothing to really look too, something to look forward to, especially for warm weather on Saturday. Sorry, excuse me. And we have that little low pressure system over, Iowa and Illinois, and it moves its way northeast, and it has a cold front associated with it. We're going to have some scattered showers. Ahead of the cold front, we're going to have, a nice, generally warm, mild conditions. So Sunday doesn't look too bad until after the cold front moves through here. And man, Kyle, like you said, we're going to get some little taste of winter there, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. You notice behind the cold front that these lines become blue. Well, those are 1,500 millibar thickness contours. And essentially, the lower the number is, the colder the air mass is. So you'll notice along and ahead of this front, our thicknesses are pretty high for this time of the year. Behind it, they are very, very low by mid-November standards. So once this front goes through, winds are going to turn west to northwesterly, and it's going to turn sharply colder Sunday night into Monday. You'll notice that storm system lifts northeastward into southeastern Canada. The cold front races into the western Atlantic, and behind that, wow, it looks absolutely miserable early next week for this time of the year. We're going to have northwesterly winds, very likely sustained at 12 to 25 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 40 miles per hour, not only Monday, but then right ahead into Tuesday as well. No matter which model you look at, there are some slight differences, but both of them show that unseasonably cold air mass moving over the mid-Atlantic states. You'll notice these dark black lines, well, they're isobars, are lines of constant mean sea level pressure, and the more tightly packed they are, the stronger the pressure gradient or change in pressure is over the region. So you'll notice multiple isobars over Pennsylvania on Monday and Tuesday, meaning that winds are going to be very strong out of the northwest. High temperatures Monday and Tuesday will probably be around 10 to even 15 degrees below average. They may struggle to get into the low to mid 40s on Tuesday. So make sure to grab a winter coat, gloves, a scarf. You're going to need it all early next week. And we may even see the first flakes of the season in parts of south central PA, especially in the higher terrain. So buckle up. The first taste of winter is right around the corner. So taking a look at the medium range forecast, pleasant on Saturday with a mix of clouds and sun, high 64. Mostly cloudy and still quite mild on Sunday out ahead of that cold front with scattered showers, but then brisk and turning sharply colder on Monday with times of clouds and sun, high 46. And then looking ahead in Tuesday, windy and cold with a mix of clouds and sun, highs in the low to mid 40s. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the medium range forecast. Tune back in next Wednesday for the latest edition. Until then, get the winter wardrobe ready because you're going to need it early next week.